You crazy mother.
Welcome back everyone to this iRacing event here on the Yeah Broadcast Network. Tonight we are live from Bowmanville, Ontario to witness Canadian Tire Motorsports Park Chevy Silverado 40 presented by the ECR Elite Championship Racing League. This is their pit stop design truck series and we are here for 40 laps. Let's go ahead and check out the weather. It is 76 degrees in the air, 103 degrees on the track with 70% humidity. Unfortunately, tonight I will be the only one in the booth, so I'll try to keep this as entertaining as possible, and I do believe we have 23 trucks running tonight. I'll go ahead and go down that list. Of course, we have Justin Michael, the 76, your top contender here in the truck series, followed by Braden Ames, Bubba May, John Ross, Mason Clark, Chris Watkins, James Nunn, Mike Dullard, Andrew Melvin, Scott Seaman rounding out your top 10 right now in practice, followed by Hank Allen, Samantha Prue, Oh, it's supposed to be Willowproof. Alright, so last night we ran the Powder Puff Series for those that are just joining and did not catch last night's race. So, sir, some names did not get changed in the league roster, so bear with me here. Followed by Nick Edwards, Josh Sheets, and Jamison Miller, Earl James, Jeremy Morrison, Jason O'Connor. It says Kayla Kulioff, but it is actually Josh Mayu, Chad Engel, Trey Davis, Jeffrey Smith, Daniel Reese, Douglas Hess, and George Price, but I think George is having some connection issues, so I'm not sure if he's actually going to run. And I'd like to give a big shout out to everybody that's currently watching right now. We've got 6 people joining in. Dee has a good luck out to everybody, and she painted a brand new car here tonight. Let's go ahead and take a look to see if we can find Braden on the track. These guys are getting ready to qualify, so the car might reload, truck might reload. She did a brand new frozen paint scheme. And definitely love to see different paint out on the track every week. Let's go ahead and take a look just around that real quick. I know she's real proud of these, so... And it actually came out really well. And these guys have been practicing for at least the last couple hours, so hopefully they can keep their head straight tonight, run these 40 laps. It's 2.5 miles, so I'm guessing maybe the fuel run might be 20 laps, if that. It's going to be interesting to see if we can actually keep it green. So the only stipulation here tonight is there will be no cautions unless there is a 3-truck pileup. If there's only 2 people involved, you keep running. Just try to go around them as much as you can. Try to make as much avoidance as you can. Now, when we came here last year as a ECR, we were running, I think 13 trucks here on the track. It was still a pretty good race last year, so hopefully these guys can put on a hell of a show this year. We got a lot more people this year. Ooh, a little loose in the dirt. Mike Dillard's out there on the track. Let's see who else we got. James Nunn, Justin Michael putting in a time. Earl James, Andrew Melvin, Josh Mayu, and Scott Seaman, Mason Clark, Nick Edwards, all putting out laps right now. Trey Davis is currently out there. Now, some people cannot qualify because this is not their series. Other people are choosing not to qualify. And honestly, you know, even if you don't want to qualify, I would actually qualify for a pit box position. Simply because the quicker you can get in the pit, get out of pit, the quicker you can be back out on the track. Maintain your position. If not, only go down a few positions. Got a lot of newcomers this year. As you see, a lot of these guys have an R beside their name. It's nice to see that we actually are bringing people into the league. We are no longer recruiting as of right now. However, the off-season starts November 16th, because November 15th is our cup race at Homestead. So check us out. Go to ecrleague.com. Find us on Facebook. We're on Twitter. During that time, we will be recruiting. We gained about 60 people this year. So definitely big hats off to you guys out there. Some people have joined through watching the broadcast. It's very much appreciated. And your current pole sitter right now is John Ross. So it's going to be very interesting to see here tonight these guys run around a road course in the trucks, because, you know, typically you have the 76 always dominating in the oval. But hopefully, well, I'm not saying hopefully, but maybe we'll see something different tonight. And as you can see right now, it's John Ross, Brady Names, and Mike Dillard for your top three right now. People you don't see too much in your top three, but enough to make a difference. And I think John Ross is brand new tonight. We had him on hold a couple weeks ago. He was actually in the chat with us. So I'm glad that we were able to get him on tonight. And, he's coming in here and dominating already on his first race with ECR. And just because they have an R beside their name does not mean they are a rookie to iRacing. It just means they are a rookie to the league. Seeing if those times have changed at all. Currently, 7 people have put in a time. So that might also be because they might have got a 1X running off the track. Because as soon as you hit that grass, you're going to get a 1X. I mean, you can see the position, the difference in time between 5th and 6th is almost 2 seconds. A second and a half. And, you see Mason Clark up front a lot in the oval. You see Earl James up front a lot in the oval. Nick Edwards. Trey Davis is about mid-pack, as you guys have seen all season. And Justin Michael right there. Only beating John Ross by, 13 thousandths of a second? And we got Luis Mazzo in the chat. I was hoping he was going to be in the booth here tonight, but he's saying these guys are lucky I can't race yet. We'll be back to kick some ass and have Todd Gilly broadcast a race with the Beast. Awesome. And nobody on the back side of the grid, has put in time. Interesting. I wonder if they're choosing not to, or they just can't qualify. Because what we had to have here was an 8-lap minimum to qualify and a 4-lap minimum to grid. But honestly, you should put out more laps than what the minimum is anyways. More practice makes you better, and hopefully it shows here tonight, because I know a lot of these guys were in here at 7:30 or 7:25 to put in that practice. We open up our practice at 7:25 p.m. Eastern. For those that are locked in, those that are not locked in can come in at 8:25. Driver's meeting begins at 9:15, and at 9:25, qualifying starts. And Luis says he's promised to join you in the booth for a race by the end of the year. Maybe last race season. Oh man, Homestead? That would be great for a Homestead race with the Brazilian redneck, Luis Mazzo. I'm guessing because it is a road course, these guys did have about 8 minutes to qualify. Typically, we only give them 5 minutes, but because these lap times are, minute 20, so we run 2 laps, it's 3 minutes, so yeah, I'd say about 8 minutes to qualify would be good. And that's iRacing standard anyways for a road course. With that said, as we look at the results right now, we see Justin Michael in first with a hot lap. Do you think he will actually dominate a road race? I mean, we've seen him dominate oval races all year, but to see him in a road course in a truck, I've never seen it, so I'm not sure what to expect. But as of right now, he set the lap. But if he can keep that pace, that is the next thing, because he has a 108.62 miles an hour top speed, while John Ross has 108.63. Brady Names has a 108.53. So these guys are all in 108 miles an hour, and anything can happen with these top three right now, I can tell you that. And Luis says, hell yeah, it's a date, Homestead. I'm hoping so. I really am hoping so. Fortunately, Todd's having some technical issues here tonight and is unable to join us. Hopefully he gets those fixed by the next time we go live, which will be 2 weeks from now. We have another off week, and then we go to Chicagoland, and then we officially start the truck race, the truck chase, which I'm really excited about because we have a lot of contenders this year and a lot of people trying to get that last spot. When we go to the Chicago race, I will have all those stats for you guys. If not, check out the hub. The hub actually was going over all those stats as well, which in my description is represented by the Beeline Series race. That's the ECR channel. Check out the hub. It's either every Thursday or every Friday, depending on if there's an off week. Also check out the Cup Series over on the Ford Entertainment Group. Go ahead and post those up on the screen. So that is the Cup Series race brought to you by Pit Stop Designs. That is broadcasted by the Ford Entertainment Group. And that is the Beeline Sim Series broadcasted by Christian Snyder over on the ECR channel. And don't forget, this series is brought to you by Pit Stop Designs. Make sure you make them your last pit stop on designing vehicles here in iRacing. And that is run by Joey Stats. You can find him on Facebook at Joey Stats or at Pit Stop Designs. And we are beginning, so let's go ahead and go to the track and checking out this starting grid. I'm really glad of the competition here tonight. How many drivers turned out compared to last year. As I said, though, we gained a lot of drivers too, so that does help. And for some reason, this IRTVO overlay does not have a picture of Mosport, which it should, but it's just programming error. It happens. It's a third-party program. I'm not worried about it. Hope you guys are ready for a hell of a race here tonight. I know I am. And if you guys would like to own yourself a custom exclusive Broadcasting Network t-shirt, check out the link here in the chat or check out the link here in the description. Just trying to get a little extra money from all the supporters of the channel, all of my followers, and get some new equipment, a new microphone, some new lighting, trying to get everything under wraps so we can have one of the best channels, gaming channels here on YouTube. At least for live streaming anyways. Because I typically do not do edits anymore. I do have the software for it, but I do use Final Cut Pro. I just have to upgrade my Mac in order for it to run efficiently. And actually that program made all the commercials that I use here this year. My intro, the ECR commercial, and the Pit Stop Design commercial. So pace speed about 55 going around this track. Interesting. And hopefully this will be the only time you'll see these guys pacing here tonight. Let's make it 40 green flag laps, and hopefully no one gets into too much trouble here tonight. These pace laps are killer though, I know that. It's nice to see that Porsche out there as a pace car. So used to seeing the Mustang. Gonna have a little bit of a battle out here between the 76 and the 02 on this restart, I do believe. Got a lot of hot contenders here tonight as you see the trucks rolling up from that last corner. So these guys are nearing the front stretch. For those that are watching out there, what are your predictions here tonight? Who's going to take home that coveted trophy? Pace car is in. And let's get to green flag racing here at Canadian Tire Motorsport. I would honestly say these guys should stay single file probably till about halfway through and then really start pushing their trucks. So far we have one position change. Mason Clark moving up in position. Got a little bit of a battle between Nick Edwards and like Trey Davis there. It's going to be hard to keep track of everybody on this track because it is a very spread out track. Granted, it's only 2.5 miles, but then again, you know, 2.5 mile track is like Pocono or Talladega. Now, as you guys can see off that last corner, these guys are getting loose, so I think tire wear is going to be a big factor here. As long as you keep it out of the dirt, you know, go on the side just a little bit and not lose any control and try not to flip over while making a turn. You should be good here tonight. A little bit of a battle between Jamison Miller, Trey Davis, and it looks like the 49 is going to slip inside. A 45 is going to slip inside. Ooh. Really tight going around that corner between these two. Let's go ahead and head back up to the front of the pack, see what's going on. And Just Michael still leading this race. And he is currently 1.3 seconds ahead of John Ross right now. But Braden Ames is closing in just a little bit on John Ross. I think these two are going to compete very well here tonight for second place. Got Bubba May sitting in fourth right now. Talking to him a little bit earlier. He was really excited to run here tonight. He was a newcomer a couple weeks ago here to the league. Glad to have him here. Mason Clark maintaining 5th place. Running a pretty good lap right now. Although, it does look like that Justin Michael is pulling away just a little bit. And we got Tyler Pluff in the chat. Hey Tyler, saying, go 08. And Braden's currently sitting in 3rd right now in that frozen Chevrolet. Justin Michael. Looks like he was losing a little bit of that lead there. And between the 02 and the 08, this battle is heating up right now as we are on lap 3. Let's go ahead and take a look. Ooh! Looks like Braden's trying to go for a pass on the inside. Yeah, John just got on the dirt just enough to get loose. Dropping him back quite a bit, unfortunately. D says, nice clean racing so far. That's what we're hoping for here tonight. As I said earlier, oh, we got one in the dirt back there. Oh, man. That is Mason Clark. That will not be a caution. It will only be a caution if there was 3 trucks involved. There was only 2. Let's go ahead and take a look at that replay. Yeah, he got loose coming out of that corner, smacked the wall, and almost flipped over. I think he's done here tonight. Truck's smoking pretty bad, probably got a lot of damage. It's unfortunate, only lap 3 and already smoking like that. But as you guys see, some of these guys have some damage. Braden's still clean. John Ross is still clean. How's it going tonight, Tyler? Still sounds like Mason's running pretty strong, even though he's smoking pretty a bit. But we'll see how much damage he has. I'm guessing probably 20 minutes worth, if that. These guys are really spread out now. Just to give you an idea of how big this track is, let's go ahead and take a look at last position, who is currently, well, Mason Clark, he's in the pits. Let me go back to who's running out on the track. So that's Nick Edwards. He's currently almost 30, now he is 37 seconds behind the leader. So just to give you an idea of how spread out this track actually is. Yeah, Tyler, I think his night is done. Ooh, Nick Edwards lagging a little bit. OBS is yelling at me saying CPU overload. I don't think so. And Tyler Bluff says, another wonderful Monday night tuning in. Great broadcast. Thank you. Appreciate that. Said, unfortunately, my co-host is not here tonight, but he was having some technical issues, so hopefully Todd will be back next week with us. Or 2 weeks when we go to Chicagoland. And it looks like Josh Sheets is about to get lapped. 5 laps in and already somebody a lap down, at least on the track anyways, running. As I said, it does not take much. I think Josh is just here just for the points because he's on the cusp of not being in the chase. So not a lot of position changes, and I don't think you guys will see that here tonight. Just fixing some stream settings real quick so OBS will stop yelling at me. Go ahead and go through the field. James Nunn started 20th. He's up to 7th, so that is one big change right there. But he is one that did not qualify, so he will not get the special award, the extra points for getting the most positions. Scott Seaman up to 8th now. Earl James only back position. James Miller rounding out your top 10. We got Josh Mayo in 11th, started 16th. Hank Allen is in 12th, started 13th. So I think these guys are just waiting, kind of running it out a bit, seeing where their night will go. Yeah, Trey's in the pit. Daniel races in 17th. Jason running in 16th. Jason, I was talking to him earlier as well, and he said he's just going to, kind of let things, pan out, see where they go. He's locked in pretty high in points in the chase as well, so he's not too worried about tonight, but I think he's going to give it his all at Chicagoland and make sure he is fully locked in. So, as of right now, Josh Sheets is the only one running out there that is off the pace lap. Oh, Douglas has his 3 laps down. Well, the beginning. Oh, Jeffrey Smith in the dirt. Let's go ahead and take a look to see what happened. He didn't slow down enough going into that corner. And this is only a 50-mile-an-hour corner, roughly 50, 60-mile-an-hour corner. So hopefully he can get things back together and continue running here tonight. Get back up with that next position. And still these guys, Justin Michael 1, Braden Ames 2, and John Ross 3. Still running strong. It's going to be interesting when these guys do pit to see how much the positions change. We'll actually go on board with Justin Michael, do a quick ride around with him. And Tyler Pluff says, getting these trucks wound down can be tough sometimes. Indeed, stated that pit stops are coming soon. It's going to be interesting. D is Braden Ames' girlfriend, so... Oh, we got one in the dirt again. Oh, don't come back out. Oh, that could have been bad. That could have been real bad. Hopefully no one got caught up into that. Ooh. Wow, that is something you do not want to do, especially with traffic coming. That is the time in iRacing where you want to keep your relative up. For instances like that, you do not want to pull out in front of lead lap traffic, because that could have been a serious night ender for Braden, or for Justin Michael, or for John Ross. No, Tyler, it's all good. Don't mind you asking questions. That's why the chat is open. So, the pit stops, I'm guessing maybe one, if not two. Tires are going to be shot way before that. It's 108 degrees on the track, so these guys are definitely running their tires into the ground as we speak. And the only time a yellow will be called is if there are 3 trucks in a caution, in a wreck, basically. So, if there's only 2 trucks, nothing, 1 spin out, as like it is in regular oval racing, it's not going to happen. Because in road races, iRacing only calls it as a flag up in the upper left-hand corner. you know, saying slow down, caution on the left, caution on the right. You know, just be aware of what's going on in your surrounding. And if we do have a full course caution, that is like a 3 or 4 minute lap, so... Oh, these guys getting into the dirt now, running it really hard, trying to maintain their speed with Justin Michael, who's dominating this race right now.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Oh, we have a caution. Alright, let's see who was involved in that. Because that was an admin called caution. Oh, looks like Sheets got into it. It looks like Sheets, the 33 of Daniel Reese, and the 20 of, where is he on my list? 20 of Scott Seaman. So let's go ahead and rewind that just a little more, see what happened. So Sheets was coming out of the pits. He's currently 4 laps down. Goes to take that first corner, and Scott Seaman gets into him. For some reason, Daniel Reese is just sitting on the track. Let's go from Seaman's point of view real quick. I mean, he sees Josh coming out of the pits. He just didn't brake enough, didn't allow enough time. And let's figure out what Daniel Reese was doing on the track. Well, that was a self-spin. So that could have been a caution not needed. Oh, he spun way back. Alright. And Susie says, welcome Susie to the chat. Susie says the EOL is going to be on the 20. Susie, I was just wondering why you called that, because that's only a two truck caution. I thought you guys were only calling it on 3. With that said, you guys will see your first pit stops here tonight. And it looks like James Dunn and Justin Michael got in the pits almost at the same time. And even though Ross had a better time, let's see who makes it out of the pit first. Oh, it is a doozy out of that pit road. Wow. Justin Michael makes it out, but these guys here at the end, they were fighting for that position, the whole lot of them. Oh, Susie's not on the server, he's just watching the broadcast. Although that was a lead lap vehicle and the lap down vehicle, automatic yellow. Yep, so that was the other thing. So if a lap car and a lead lap car get into it, it is an automatic yellow. I forgot all about that. Same applies on an oval course, and I should know that already, but, you know, in the heat of the moment, you forget something. So we're going to go to a quick commercial break brought to you by Pit Stop Design. Alright, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. And don't forget to check out Pit Stop Designs over on Facebook. You can find them Pit Stop Designs on Facebook or Joey Stats. Make them your last pit stop on designing all your vehicles here on iRacing. As you saw from the commercial, there are quite a bit of vehicles that he does design. It's really great what he does, and we are a league full of paint designers as well, so it's nice to have that opportunity to have all these guys paint different vehicles in this league. And it looks like Justin Michael is not your leader coming out. It is going to be Hank Allen for the first time here tonight. Is going to lead this pack off. Hats off to him, definitely. He'll get that extra point and put his name out there on this roster. Had some good pit stops and had some bad ones, yeah. No, that was crazy, though. All those guys coming out at once there, D. And don't forget, guys, if you'd like to own yourself a piece of the Yap Broadcasting Network, check out the custom ink link that I just posted in the chat. Own yourself an exclusive Yap Broadcasting Network design t-shirt. Let's see if he did stay out. Good question there, Steven Sykes. No, he pitted. He had a 15-second pit stop.
Green, 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 green.
And we're about to green flag. Right here is Hank Allen leads this party off. But Justin Michael getting that outside line. The battle continues. Oh, Justin Michael in the dirt. Pushing it just a little too hard. Oh, we got one off in the dirt. Hank Allen had really nowhere to go there. Oh, man. Heat of the moment, that's all it takes. Well, thanks, D. Definitely appreciate that. I know you and Braden are gonna end up getting a couple t-shirts, so that's very awesome of you guys. It was much appreciated. And these guys really push it now here on lap 14, where it's not extremely needed, honestly. I mean, we're still early in the race. So he says exactly like Kane and Indy. Yeah, Tyler says that was not a good exchange. I think the 08 lost it. Where is the 08? Because John's in second. Bubba May's up a third now. Mike Dellard's in fourth. Will Cruz rounding out your top 10 right now. Wow. Yeah, Braden is in the pits. Oh, man. I was trying to see if I can find that for you guys. Yeah, him and the 80 get into it, and into the wall he goes. Didn't look like a lot of damage, though. Quite honestly. Hopefully he can get back out there and finish this race. He'll be a few laps down, but, you know, just finishing is all that matters. You know, what a battle going on between first and second place right now. Got Justin Michael losing it just a little bit. John Ross right on his tail, waiting for him to make that wrong move and get that opportunity to be in first place. Oh, John's in the dirt as well. I want to thank all you guys for watching right now. We got 12 people watching. Appreciate the likes. Glad you guys are enjoying this road racing action here on the Broadcasting Network. Yeah, D, I saw that. It was unfortunate for Braden, but didn't look like too much damage. Ooh, Mike getting a little loose. Oh, jumping the curb. Man, these guys pushing their trucks here tonight. Love it. Absolutely love it. Got Jim Weston here saying, hey Scotty, awesome job once again broadcasting. Hope to do good at Darlington tomorrow night for you. I don't broadcast on Tuesday nights there, Jim. Nor do I race in the Beeline series. That's Christian. But thanks for the props, though. I think next year I may actually broadcast all 3 series with Todd. I really am thinking about it, so make the Broadcasting Network the home of the 2018 ECR season. And I'm sure you guys would enjoy that as well. I've been working on some new graphics, not as far as the overlay goes, but a few extra things like changing the venue, completely changing that. So stay tuned. I'm hoping to have that done before the chase starts. So yeah, I do own your car. Sorry, Jim. I know I haven't had much time to deal with the chat lately, so because he's right. I do own a truck and I do own a Beeline car. Yeah, Tyler. I hope to actually do all 3 series next year. And if we still get the Powder Puff series going, still maintain that. Because I know everyone enjoyed watching that last night. We had a lot of viewers, a lot of likes. And those girls did great out there, honestly. And a lot of them want to come back. Yeah, car owner. Not that I actually physically own you, Jim. You don't own me. Good chat, good interaction with you guys here tonight. Glad to have interaction with you guys since Todd's not in the booth here tonight. Keeping this race alive, keeping this broadcast alive as we are nearing the halfway point now. Jeremy Morrison, we see now in 10th place. He started 23rd, so currently rounding out your top 10. Hank Allen is back down to 8th. He did lead us off that last caution, so hopefully he can get a nice top 5 finish here tonight. Oh, thanks, Susie. Susie's thanking me for the good run on Saturday night over on the SCR series, which is our throwback series to the 2009 Cup cars. And Dee says she enjoyed racing the Powder Puff series. Yeah, I enjoy broadcasting it. It's nice to see you ladies out there. You know, we see what you ladies can do in those street stocks or strictly streets, depending on where you come from. And it's awesome to see how much effort you put into it, and you know, wanting to come back. That's the thing. Jeffrey Smith. Let's see if he is still on the track. 89, he's currently 5 laps down in 21st. He's not having a very good time with this track. He's been on and off in the grass several times in the last 19 laps, so it's unfortunate, Jim. And Jim said he also missed the Powder Puff race, so he'll hopefully go back and check it out. Chris Watkins, usually a hot contender in that 19, 4 laps down, 18, 4 laps down. I saw 19 because he's in the 19th position. Josh Sheets, his truck banged up a little bit, 3 laps down, currently sitting in 18th. And Jason O'Connor currently a lap down. I think he might have stayed in the pits just too long, or he might have spun out somewhere. As I said, he was going to run this out anyways, and look at this battle still continuing between Justin Michael and John Ross. John Ross not giving him an inch at all. Very welcome, Jim. Anytime you need an update, anytime you guys want to talk or ask questions, this is why the chat's open. This is why we keep it live, have that, interaction. And let's see if John was going to try for that inside, but Justin did close that door, but he's going to try for... Oh, man. Now we are at the halfway point, so this is where things are really going to come down to strategy and tire management. Now, D, since you're in the chat, did Braden let you know how many laps they could actually go on a fuel run? I'm guessing maybe 20, if that. Ed Adams saying he's so bummed he's not on the track. Yeah, no, I hear ya. It's, hopefully you're going to be out there tomorrow or Wednesday in Beeline or the Cup Series. But I'm glad you're in here in the chat. Scott Seaman up to 6th, started 14th. Good for him. Got a little bit of that fender better, and I do believe he did get that EOL, so... I'm not actually sure who is our RC here tonight. Ah, he didn't do. Okay. Tyler Pluff's asking if it's if Ed Adams still is having a shifter issue. So, we got a story to tell you. I don't know if we went over this before last week, but Ed Adams' shifter broke on him, and we require you to shift. In our ECR series, there's no automatic shifting. So, what he did to compensate, and we have a new leader, John Ross. Awesome. Let's continue with the story. So, to compensate for that, and he's in VR, mind you not, so he can't see anything. He set his shifter to his keyboard. His spacebar was downshift, and his big enter key, where the numpad is, was his upshift, or vice versa. So, he didn't have to look to see where his hands were on the keyboard. He just knew this was upshift, this was downshift. Let's do this. And he managed to pull off quite a race. And Ed is saying he found a corrupt file affecting the wheel button box and paddles. Fixed it 10 minutes ago. Awesome. Glad to hear that you don't have to use your keyboard to shift anymore. Yeah, Tyler. Dang is right. Yeah, I don't understand how he did it. I don't, people drive, especially on here, people use keyboards, people use mice. Controllers I can see. I raced with a controller for the first 3 months I was on here with an Xbox One controller. I had to program it so that it turned very little depending on how far I moved the thumbstick. But I managed to get a C license on a controller. It's doable. It's not recommended, but it's doable. Ed said the issue popped up right before practice tonight. Ah, dang. New circuit board. Wow. What wheel are you using, Ed? As I said earlier tonight, it's going to be interesting to see if Justin Michael does take a win or if someone else takes that victory lane this time. And for the time being, it looks like John Ross has a pretty good handle on that truck. But if these guys have to pit again, that's going to determine a lot of different position changes here. Also, a lot of strategy. You know, because we're coming down to 15 laps to go. Do you pit? Don't you pit? I mean, I imagine these guys would have to pit. They're only running a half a tank of fuel. So, I would say pit time would be coming up maybe within the next couple of laps. Run those last 15 laps crystal clear and go from there. Oh, Ed, you're using AccuForce Pro. Awesome. Let's go ahead and take a look at your current standings right now as we go down the top 10. Got John Ross, Justin Michael, Bubba May, Mike Dillard, Andrew Melvin, Scott Seaman, James Nunn, Jeremy Morrison, Hank Allen, and Josh Mayu. Rounding out your top 10. Followed by Will Prue, Jameson Miller, Earl James, Nick Edwards, Trey Davis, Jason O'Connor, Josh Sheets, Daniel Reese, Chris Watkins, and Jeffrey Smith. And then Braden Ames currently 21st. And then Chad Engel is 22 laps down. Douglas Hess, Mason Clark, and George Price are all out. But George Price, I do not believe, actually gridded. You know, me, Anthony, and Todd were talking about this last week. You know, road races, you know, for these guys that don't really shine too much in oval, you know, putting them on a road track in these trucks, you know, seeing where they actually really shine is nice to see because, you know, it gives that opportunity for these guys to put their name out into the league, put their name out into the iRacing community. You know, you guys watching at home see these guys race and week in and week out, and you know, Justin Michael typically wins, but you're seeing something different here tonight. You're seeing a lot of different guys in different positions than they normally would be. Susie's asking why Darian May is listed as Bubba. I'm not quite sure, Susie. It's awesome though. I'm not complaining, and I don't think he is either. Justin Michael looking for that position back. And Bubba is actually almost 6 seconds behind the leader, so interesting to see this battle here tonight. Let's go ahead and take a look at that gearbox to see how close Justin Michael actually is to John. You hear how much they're letting off too through the corners. Justin looking for that gap, looking to make that pass again. Justin going into pit. Oh, I think he might have a strategy. That might be the winning strategy here. Is John Ross is going to go around another time. I would think he was probably going to pit next time around, because Bubba stayed out as well. Very interesting. I wonder if this is actually going to play out for Justin Michael as we're coming down to 14 to go. Whoo! Yeah, Jeffrey not having a very good time here tonight. Jeffrey Smith. I don't think he runs a lot of road races. I don't think half these guys actually run a lot of road races. As you see, yep, he's out off to the dirt again. And, you know, it just takes a lot of practice, and I don't know if he had enough time to put in a lot of practice here tonight. Which is unfortunate. You know, these guys come in here week in, week out, different tracks. We give them at least 2 hours to practice. For the guys that are not locked in, we give them an hour to practice. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays off. And John Ross is going to go into the pit now. And Justin Michael, let's see how far Justin Michael is actually behind him, because I'm showing Justin as 6th place. And he's on that kind of backstretch area, so he's coming near the pit. So wonder how this is going to play out for him. Mike Dillard's now in the pits as well. Andrew Melvin going to get an extra point here leading the lap. And as you see the O2 come back out onto the track, just right behind Justin Michael as well. So Justin Michael currently 2nd. And Josh Sheets in the dirt, unfortunately. So John Ross is going to be back in 3rd. But John has fresher tires than Justin. So I wonder if in these 13 laps, that is going to make a difference. I mean, you would think not. Granted, it's only 1 lap. But it makes you wonder how hard Justin is actually pushing that truck around to see if he can get back in the 1st place position. And I think Andrew Melvin's going to go in this time. These guys, yeah, must be a fuel run. And Andrew Melvin's going to go back in, so Justin Michael is going to take that 1st place position back. But, and as you see, John Ross is right there. Justin Michael a little wobbly coming around that corner there just before the start-finish line. This is crunch time now, 12 laps to go. These guys are going to give it their all, and Justin got a hell of a lead right there coming off that last corner. Got the 89 back in the grass, letting these guys go by. Last year, I did a test run out here just to see if I could even remotely run this track, seeing how it actually felt in the truck. I couldn't even make it around one lap. But then again, I had only been on iRacing very shortly at that time, so the setup's different this year, though. So I was asking Jason about it because Jason ran this track last year. One of the few that ran it last year that's in here tonight, and he said he couldn't quite remember how well it ran last year compared to this year, but he noticed that it is a little looser. Other than that, he can't remember too much. Yeah, Susie said he just ran his fastest lap of the race. It's go time. It is. It all comes down to these last 11 laps. Not a bad race here tonight, considering it's only almost 10:30, so roughly about an hour. Oh, they both get into the dirt. About an hour to run this track, which isn't bad for 40 laps, honestly, for one caution. I mean, you can't ask for anything better here tonight for the ECR Truck Series. Hey, George Gibbs Jr., how's it going? D, the next track is Chicagoland, and that is the last race before the chase. That is the cutoff. So that's when crunch time is coming for all of these guys. There are several guys that have started in the last month or so that will not be able to make the chase. They'll be able to run the races, but they will not be able to compete for that trophy. Yeah, Susie, it is Chicagoland. We have another off week next week, and then we go to Chicagoland. Then it's the chase. And I'm excited for this year's chase. We've got a lot of hot contenders. And as you can see, 72, O'Connor giving these guys room to go around. And these guys are coming up on lap traffic now. Trey Davis has got to move out of the way for these guys. Or should move out of the way for these guys. Just common race courtesy. I'm glad you guys are enjoying this race out here tonight. Not a lot of action going on here, just battle between first and second. Let's go back through the field, see who's left. It looks like Braden is still in the pits. Not sure how much damage he's got left. D, if you have a copy on that, I'm not sure if you can tell us how much time he has left to damage. Currently, we have 13 trucks on the lead lap, with Earl James being your last truck on the lead lap. Nope, Jameson Miller. This update's really weird because of the way the road course is designed. So when you go back and forward, it may not be back and forward depending on where the camera angle is. Yeah, Tyler, it's an off week and then Chicagoland, which is awesome. Oh, that was really close for these guys, between the 37, the 49, and the 80 up here. Trying to get around the lap traffic. Mike Dillard currently in third. He's almost 21 seconds behind the leader, so he's got a lot of catching up to do. And I don't think he'll be able to pull that off within these last 9 laps unless a miracle happens and either John Ross or Justin Michael try to duke it out too much and end up taking each other out. But these guys have been putting on a good show here tonight. They've been keeping it nice and clean, good clean passes. So hopefully this will come clean right to the end. Yeah, Mike Dillard's just falling more and more behind. But he's got quite a distance between him and Andrew Melvin. Andrew Melvin's sitting 7 seconds behind him. So as long as he maintains some pretty good speed, I do believe Mike Dillard's going to come in 3rd place here tonight. His time will tell. We still got 9 laps. Anything could happen. And we've got a confirmation from Ronnie Norman Racing that our leader in the R&R, a leader at R&R, Ronnie Norman Racing, Christian Snyder, out tonight with a sinus infection. Luckily, he's locked into the chase with 2 wins. Yeah, hopefully. Oh, D says Braden's just sitting in the pits waiting to go back out on the track. Well, he's got 8 laps left to go back out. I would get out there and at least finish and not get a DNF. And how's the quality out there tonight, guys? In the 80s, as far as frame rate and everything goes. Oh, Mike Dillard off into the grass. I think he was just trying to avoid 33 Daniel Reese here. Fourth, fifth, and sixth. Battling really close back here. It's awesome to see these guys in a little mini pack. Thanks, Ed, for the confirmation on that. Now these guys were testing this out earlier in the week and actually had an off week, so they've been testing it out for the last 2 weeks. A couple of these guys were posting videos in our driver's lounge over on Facebook, and they were jumping curbs and they were going on 2 wheels, almost tipping it over. So it's nice to see that these trucks are pretty steady here tonight. And these guys are coming in on lap traffic. This might be the opportunity that John Ross needs for a little bit of a slowdown from Justin Michael. As long as these guys stay out of the lead truck's ways, then it's going to come down to that opening gap. Awesome, thank you guys. He says solid 720p, 60 frames per second. Tyler Plus's quality is good, no lag or anything crystal clear. George Gibbs Jr. says looks good and sounds good. Awesome. Glad you guys are seeing this the way it should be broadcasted. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up with all the talk. I'm trying to keep up with the talking, trying to talk as much as I can. Kind of sucks without Todd here, playing off of him, but managed to keep a good conversation with you guys in the chat, which I'm very happy to hear. Very happy to hear that there is an audience for this, and followers for the Yeah Broadcasting Network. The channel has grown substantially in the last year. Last year at this time, I think I only had maybe 110 subscribers. We're now up to 423, I do believe, if not 424. So it's all thanks to you guys. It really is. I'm glad that you all are enjoying the content that's being put out on the channel. And I'd like to apologize. I said I was going to be broadcasting every night, try to be broadcasting at least once a night. Due to my work schedule lately, I've been working 12 to 16 hours. I've not had the energy to broadcast, let alone do anything else but work. So appreciate all the support that you guys give to the channel. Thank you, Tyler. Tyler says doing great. Yeah, that I'm doing great. So as we're coming down to 5 laps to go, not much is going to change here unless John can get that edge up on Justin. And we saw it early in the race. John did start creeping up on Justin after their caution, about maybe 10 laps after their caution, after the tires had broken in, being able to run the line that he wants to run, push the truck a little bit more. And maybe we'll see that, oh, Justin's in the dirt. Oh, no. That was the opportunity John Ross needed right there to gain that first place position with 5 laps to go. Oh, man, I think John's going to really capitalize on that. And John's just going to keep his cool. Run that truck the way he's been running it hard all night, battling with Justin, but not push it too much and really screw things up. Susie says, hope Ross gets some 76, had enough wins. Yes, the 76 is the new Ronnie Norman in trucks. Yeah, Tyler's saying 1 lap faster tires. He is correct. He really is correct on that. And, I mentioned that earlier. You wouldn't think it would make that much of a difference, but you could see it right there. And now Justin Michael is 1.3 seconds behind. Trying to close that gap, but, I think John's got this. Let's come down to 4. We're on the 4 laps to go. Very interesting battle here for these last few laps. Yeah, Tyler's right. Fortunate for the 76 with Justin Michael, but the 02 did put constant pressure on him. Yeah, he wanted that position back. I mean, he's now led 8 laps, and Susie's stating that hate that for him, but it's good to see a different winner potentially, right? Because we're on 3 laps left as of right now, and anything could happen. Justin Michael skids out a little bit, trying to close that gap still, but he's slowly losing them. A little by little each time. He's now nearing almost 2 seconds behind John. I think this might be it for him. As I stated earlier, we were all talking last week, giving these road guys time to shine in this league. And I do believe this is John Ross's first race. We'll confirm that with a... Oh! Ooh, that is... Let's see what happened. It looks like the 89 didn't get out of the way in time for John Ross, and that closed the gap quite a bit between him and Justin Michael. Justin Michael was almost 2 seconds behind him. Now he's closing in almost a tenth of a second behind him. Oh! Oh! The battle wages on. Yeah, if it wasn't for him getting in the Jeffrey Smith, then he would have been doing fine. But I don't think Jeffrey had enough time to get out of the way regardless. It's a lot of give and take, especially for a lead lap vehicle taking, trying to overtake a lap car or a lap truck. Just Michael trying his damnedest. Yeah, Tyler, lap traffic, definitely not a good thing. And Susie said he thought he was going to get spun. Yeah, it did look like it, but the 89 did keep it. And we are now on the white flag. 1 lap to go here at Mosport. This is what we came here to see tonight. These two battling it out right to the end, as you guys have seen all night long. Still a lot of gap between Justin Michael and John Ross. Unless John loses it on these next few corners, I think Justin might not be able to catch up. Yeah, I do believe he'll have a clear track right through the checkered. And this is what she wrote right here, this last corner. Who will take it? And it will be John Ross, your winner here tonight at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. Man, oh man, what a battle between these two. Wow. I honestly thought that Justin was going to get that at the end there, that last corner, but John prevailed. He pulled it off. Congratulations to him. Let's go ahead and take a look at your results here tonight as these guys all start crossing the start-finish line. Your winner here tonight, the 02 of John Ross, followed by the 76 of Justin Michael, the 71 of Mike Dullard, 80 of Bubba Ray, 37 of Andrew Melvin, 45 of Jeremy Morrison, 93 of Hank Allen, the 20 of Scott Seaman, 83 of Will Prue, and the 94 of Nick Edwards, rounding out your top 10. Followed by the 51 of Jameson Miller, 39 of Earl James, 61 of Josh Mayu, 49 of James Nunn, 70 of Trey Davis, 72 of Jason O'Connor, 18 of Chris Watkins, 33 of Daniel Reese, 6 of Josh Sheets, 89 of Jeffrey Smith, followed by Braden Ames in the 08, Douglas House in the 31, Mason Clark in the 60, and Chad Angle in the 2. Will be your 24 trucks that finished here tonight. And everybody is doing congratulations to the O2. Let's go ahead and start pulling up, people. See if I can find Mike Dillard. Mike Dillard, welcome to the broadcast booth. Do you have a copy?
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
Well, thank you for being in here. Congratulations to you on your third place finish here at Canadian Tire. You were quite a bit behind a lot of these guys on that last pit stop, but you managed to keep third place. Tell us how you did it here tonight.
Oh, tonight was a tough track. It was a lot of finesse. You really had to use both feet and get that truck to rotate really well. These guys out here, the two guys I got beat by were by far the class of the field. I mean, Bubba right behind me, he was hounding me the whole race up until that last pit stop, and I think something happened in the pits and he got back there a ways. But he was a hell of a driver out there tonight too.
Yeah, no, I thought he was up there for quite a ways as well. Really, really happy to see you in third place here tonight. Is this your first podium finish?
It is. I've been struck with some bad luck throughout the last few races, but these road courses have really kind of they've taken to my liking. So I'm getting a little bit better at them. I got a couple guys off on the side trying to teach me how to get this asphalt thing down. So I'm learning.
Well, big congratulations to you. Is there anyone you'd like to thank out there tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Chris Watkins and John Ross and James Nunn. Those guys they're huge help in my developing my asphalt skills. I'm a dirt guy, so this whole asphalt thing it comes tough for me. But they're doing a hell of a job teaching me how to get these cars around the asphalt.
Awesome, awesome. Is this your first time running here tonight?
At Canadian Tire, yes.
Wow. Wow, definitely a big win for you then.
Yeah, I mean, just finishing on the lead lap and finishing the race really, that was going to be a win in my book. But to come home P3, I can't ask for anything better.
Well, all right, big congratulations to you. I will go ahead and put you back down in Team Gilly if you like.
All right, thank you, sir.
You're very welcome. All right, now let's see if we can find Justin Michael. There he is, full throttle. Justin Michael, welcome to the broadcast booth. Do you have a copy?
Yes, sir.
Big congratulations there on second place for you. You and John Ross were battling out pretty much all night. Tell us how the truck felt for you tonight.
It honestly felt like crap, but it was super loose because of the weather. But John ran a good race, and I just messed up there at the end and just gave it away.
Yeah, no, I mean, you guys are running really hard, battling back and forth. The audience absolutely loved it. A lot of these guys, it didn't know who was going to win between you and John, and, it's still great to see you here in the podium. I know you try to put on a hell of a race here every week. Is there anyone you'd like to thank out here tonight?
Just you guys for calling the race and, putting it on, and just everybody out there watching. Hopefully we put on a good show for them, and it's like to do.
Awesome, awesome. Well, with Chicagoland here in a couple weeks, what do you think is going to happen there?
Well, it is my probably, I'd say, second track, so hopefully good there.
Well, all right. Maybe we will talk to you here in a couple weeks. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
All right, see if I can find John Ross. John Ross, tonight's winner of the number 02. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, I got you, man.
What a hell of a show you and the 76 of Justin Michael put on out there tonight.
Yeah, thanks, man. It was a lot of fun for sure.
Have you ever been here before, as far as Canadian Tire goes?
I've raced GT cars and open wheel cars at this track quite a bit. This would be my first time here in a stock car, so it was definitely a little bit of a different experience. But I do think that knowing the layout of the track and the lay of the land a little bit definitely gave me an advantage.
No, yeah, it definitely showed here tonight, especially you battling with Justin. Is there anyone you'd like to thank here tonight?
Yeah, for sure. My car owner, Thomas Lattimore. I'd like to thank the league, especially. We had a little bit of a disagreement there last week, but just happy to be able to come back and race with you guys again. And of course, my sponsors, Mr. Plastic and F&A Racing Engines.
Awesome, awesome. Now I asked Justin Michael this question. With we have an off week next week, and then the following week we go to Chicagoland. What are your thoughts there?
Yeah, I've always liked Chicagoland. It's always been a track that I've run well at. I've never really gotten the results that I've felt like maybe I should have gotten with the speed that I've had. So I'm kind of going to be looking for some redemption there. But I think it's pretty clear. Justin has been the class of the field all season, especially on the bigger tracks like that. So I think he's going to have a really good shot to run well. But I think me and a few of the other guys are gonna keep him honest.
Well, let's hopefully. Now, I have one more question for you before we go here tonight. Is this your first race with us tonight?
No, I've ran. Let's see, this is my third race in the truck. So then I also ran 2 races in the Xfinity cars and 1 in the Cup cars. So I think it's my 6th total.
Okay, but still 6 races in this league, and you got your win here tonight at a road race. I mean, that's something to be very proud of.
Yeah, thanks, man. I don't necessarily consider myself a road racing specialist by any means, but I think I do have quite a bit more road racing experience than some of the other guys in the league. So I definitely like to be able to leverage that to my advantage and get some good results, which, I was able to get the win at Road America and the 3rd place at Mid-Ohio. So, to be on the podium every time we come to a road course, it's definitely something I'm proud of.
Hey, it shows the practice out there. You may not be in a NASCAR car for the races that you actually do, but the ones that you do here for the league, it definitely prevails for you.
Yeah, thanks, man. Like I said, it's just all about knowing the lay of the land, and even though the braking points and turning points and stuff don't necessarily carry over, just to really be able to know where all the bumps are, all the curves are, the ones you can and can't hit, that kind of thing, is a huge advantage.
Exactly. No, it definitely showed out there tonight. Well, big congratulations to you yet again. Unfortunately, no one else is in here with the booth with me this week to interview you, so maybe we'll interview you again at Chicagoland.
I sure hope so.
All right, you have yourself a good night.
All right, thanks, Scotty. You too.
Thank you. Well, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys all enjoyed tonight's race at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. I know I did. 40 laps, hell of a good race, a lot of competition up front. Really glad to see, a lot of different people shine here tonight. So, with that said, I hope you guys all have a great night. Thank you guys for watching. Remember, like and subscribe, and we'll be back here in 2 weeks to see these guys race at Chicagoland, and that it will be the last race before the chase, so it ought to be a hell of a show. Good night, everybody.